This video will introduce you to the basics of APA Citation Style 7th edition. APA stands for American Psychological Association. APA is a set of procedures or style rules that standardize the components of writing to increase the ease of reading comprehension. APA is a set of guidelines that a writer observes to ensure clear and consistent presentation of written material. Other citation styles you may have heard of include MLA and Chicago. Using a citation style allows you to organize your paper in a clear and neat format, which allows your reader to read your paper more clearly and provide comprehension of the content. APA citation style also allows you to express your ideas clearly and properly by giving credit to the sources you've used. This allows you to avoid plagiarism by giving credit where credit is due. It's important to integrate outside sources into your writing so that you can provide support for the claims or arguments that you are making. This adds credibility to your writing by giving examples of different viewpoints on a subject. It also allows you to call attention to a position that you wish to agree or disagree with, or to highlight a particularly striking phrase, sentence, or passage by using a direct quote. You should cite any information that is not common knowledge, information you have summarized by providing the main facts in a condensed form, information that has been paraphrased by putting it into your own words to express the original message of the resource, any information you have directly quoted from a resource, including things like statistics, as well as images, graphs, and charts that you did not create. This is especially important to note as it is very easy to search Google for images and copy and paste them into your paper. Also, as far as graphs and charts go, one of the nice things about your e-textbooks is that it is very easy to copy and paste out of your textbook to use in your written assignments. However, it's very important that you cite where this information came from. There are three main components of an APA paper: formatting, in-text citations, and references. There are a number of formatting guidelines to make sure that you follow to ensure that you are formatting your paper in APA style. This includes having 1-inch margins, double spacing, and always having a title page on your written assignments. Check out our online APA guide for help with formatting. You can also find our APA sample paper and our APA paper template, where we've created a formatted APA paper in Microsoft Word that you can go in and edit for your own use. APA 7th edition has 6 approved fonts instead of just 1 like in 6th edition. These 6 fonts are easy to read and widely available. Calibri size 11 is the default font in Microsoft Word and is now an approved font. This is our APA online guide. On the APA homepage, you can find the APA sample paper and the APA paper template. There is a link on the left for help with setting up your paper. Here you can see an example page from the APA sample paper, which provides tips on how to format your paper in APA. The next major component of APA is in-text citations. In-text citations are used in the body of your paper and tells your reader who gets credit for the information you've used. An in-text citation is made up of the author's last name and the publication year. Periods and punctuation come after the in-text citation. Here we can see that Doe is the author's last name, followed by a comma, space, and then the publication year. This is included in parentheses, and the period comes after the closing parentheses of the in-text citation. There are 2 types of in-text citations. Paraphrasing means to summarize the words of another by putting someone else's ideas into your own words. You can also quote information, which means to use the author's exact words as they are stated in the original text, surrounded by quotation marks. When summarizing or paraphrasing information, we include the author's last name and the publication year. However, when we are quoting information, we also need to include the page number or paragraph number if it's a website, so that our reader can find the direct quote in the resource we used. Here we have two examples of direct quotations. The first example, the in-text citation comes at the end of the sentence. Note that the in-text citation comes after the closing quotation mark and the period comes at the very end of the sentence. In the second example, we've included the author's name as part of our sentence and then included the page number at the end. Here we can see two examples of paraphrasing or summarizing the direct quote that we saw on the previous slide. The first example shows the in-text citation at the end of the sentence, which tells the reader we have just summarized that information from a resource written by Berkman that was published in 2004. In the second example, we are actually including that information as part of our sentence. If you are unable to identify the author of a resource, use the first couple words of the title instead. For the in-text citation, this is included in quotation marks. In the example below, you can see that we have The Basics, which is an abbreviated title, in quotation marks with a comma, then the publication year. If you are unable to find the publication date, we use N period D period. This stands for no date. If there is no page number, we use paragraph numbers to direct our reader to where we got our direct quote. The last major component of APA is the references page. The references page is a list of sources used in your written assignment or research paper. The references page is always its own page and appears at the end of your paper. All of the resources you've used are listed alphabetically by the author's last name. You could have one entry or 100 entries. Every source that you've included in the body of your paper with an in-text citation needs to be listed on your references page. If you've used a source more than once in the body of your paper, it only shows up on your references page once. A reference contains the information about a source. Our in-text citations provide the reader with the author's last name and the publication year, and the references page contains the rest of the information about a source, giving them the details they need to find the resource you have cited in your paper. The full reference is made up of the author or who wrote it, the publication date, when was the resource published, the title of the resource, and then the access information. Where can I find it? In the example below, you can see we've included the author's names, the publication year, the title of the resource, which is Teaching APA Strategies and Tips, and then the access information, which includes the title of the journal where we found our article, and then the DOI number, the digital object identifier, if available. Here you can see an example of a references page. The top of the page has the heading References, and the references are listed alphabetically. Notice that the references are double-spaced and contain a hanging indent. Our APA Online Guide References tab contains examples of where to locate the pieces of information for different types of resources, such as books, articles, and websites. You can click on the type of resource you want to cite to see how to properly format the reference and the in-text citation. Remember, the purpose of your references is to enable your reader to find the resources you've used in your paper. Do your best to provide the information for the 4 minimum pieces of information about a source. Find the author, date, title, and access information. Feeling overwhelmed? Luckily, Rasmussen has tools to help you with your APA. Academic Writer is an online tool that helps you learn APA, create your APA references, in-text citations, and will even format your APA references page. You can also write your papers directly in Academic Writer to take advantage of their writing tools. To access Academic Writer, visit guides.rasmussen.edu/academicwriter. For help with APA, check out our APA online guide or visit our webinars page where you can view the webinar calendar or watch recorded webinars. Check out the online writing lab where you can actually submit your paper to be reviewed by a professional tutor or chat with a Rasmussen librarian.